I started using Dior products in the 1990s, starting with their eyeshadows, and I've been hooked ever since. In fact, my very favorite ride or die foundation is the Dior Backstage. And one of the other things that I really love about the line is that once you get your color match, you can try any formula in their line. You can ask for concealers or whatever you want to try, and you'll know your number and you know your color and you know it'll work every time. So I love that about the line, but I also love the pigments and all of everything. So I can't wait to share this with you. I prepped my skin already, and I'm going in to start with the Backstage foundation. I like to kind of put the makeup where I'm gonna need it most. And so I kind of like to cover where I know I have brown spots. And this is a good beginner-friendly makeup, I think. So I was just beginning to experiment with some of the new blush that they recently came out with. And so for today's look, I'm going to use the rosy pink. I do have the Rosewood Rosy Glow, but I don't know, there's something about the rosy pink, I think it's just called pink. There's something about it that I just really like. It just sort of comes up as a really beautiful, like kind of lit from within blush, and it looks really natural. And that's kind of the thing I really love, especially for every day. So here we are so far. Now, I have two choices, and they're difficult choice here. I have the choice to use either the Dior Backstage Eye Palette, which I really love, and I wear this a lot. I think it can be dressed up or down. There are a lot of different textures. There are some satins and some mattes, and it's just a wonderful palette. Or the Dior Couture, and this is in kind of the natural color, so I really love this palette too. I think let's just do the Backstage one. I can then show you some of the features of the palette, which I think are really cool. The first thing I really love is that they start with a sort of a color corrector that you can put on. It's in the upper left-hand corner, and I like it because I do have darkness on my lower part of my lid, and this just really helps to brighten up the area. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the matte mauve to start. I wanted to talk a little bit about placement, and that's something that has changed as I've gotten older, and it's gotten a little bit trickier because I have sort of a downturned eye here, and I want to create the look of up and open. So I like to kind of place my eyeshadow on the bone, and then kind of do it like above where I think it should go, where I want the lift to be. So as you can see, I kind of put it here and here. And then I go about blending it in. And that's just that sweeping back and forth motion. I want to try to make sure that it stays, that nothing comes in this lower area here. And as you can see, the color has beautifully just sort of blended right in to my skin. And I just really want to make sure that all the edges are blended out. The next color I'm going to go in with is called, I think it's, Pink Shimmer. This has next to no shimmer. And I'm going to go ahead and apply it to the movable lid. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in with, let's do the Matte Plum, which is the darkest color in the palette. And I'm just going to take some on the very tip of the brush, and I'm going to tap off most of it so that I am not going to get like a blob of color, because that makes it really hard. I'm going to go right in where I started the first time, and sort of in this area. I'm going to have to look at the mirror to do it, but I want it to be, again, to create that upward look to the eye. And so you can see that I've got it just in this spot on either side, and I'm going to have to kind of blend it out a little bit to even it out. I'm going to use a blending brush to blend. And I'm blending it almost to not there so that it's like it's a hint. And this is like all about the blending today, all about the blending. The final thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the silver highlighter, and I'm going to do that on the movable lid. I don't like usually to put too much shine on the brow bone. I like it to be light, but I don't want it to be shimmery or shiny. That's kind of a 60s kind of thing. And so if you're going for more of a retro look, then, kind of using a shimmer shade on the brow bone is the play. But for kind of more of that everyday, kind of natural, your skin but better, your eyes just highlighted, then I'm going for a much more natural kind of look. When I take my final look at my eyeshadow application, I'm going to go back in and blend some more because I can see that there's a little bit of a line of demarcation, and I want I can still kind of see the blob there. This is truly eyeshadow as opposed to, eye makeup. So there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara. And then I'm going to do my concealer. And under normal circumstances, in the old days, I always did the concealer sort of first. But lately, I've been doing it at the end to kind of make sure that everything's blended, brightened, and that I can clean up and cover up any mistakes that I might have made along the way. And you can also kind of clean up at the outer edge to make sure that you don't have color where you don't want it. So let's clean up with the concealer, and then I'm going to just add a little bit of gloss. And we should be good to go. One of the things that I do when I'm applying concealer is that I gently will pull the wrinkle open so that I can just tap, and that helps so that the concealer does not stay inside the wrinkles. So you want to kind of pat them out, and then you'll get kind of less. I'm not saying that you won't get any, but you'll get less. And then if you look at yourself during the day and you see that it's sort of in the wrinkles again, you can just gently tap it out, just gently press it. And that way you'll get a much more natural look. Let's put the gloss on. I've got the plumping gloss, and I've been loving it. I only have half of it left. And I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of a shine and plump, shine and plump. So here's the finished look with makeup and hair. This is my everyday kind of makeup look with Dior.